Warning, this is an English project. It's not funny. There may be 3 jokes in it. Because we're getting graded on this, it has to be good, I guess. And if you're looking for something funny and you want to laugh, I suggest that you leave because you won't laugh. It's really not that funny. Totally true fact number 204.5. We bought a time machine on Amazon, went back to Verona, kidnapped Friar Lawrence, then interviewed him. This is the interview.
Hello and welcome back to Good Morning Darko. I'm your host, Nick Doherty, and today I'm here with Friar Lawrence from Romeo and Juliet. Friar. So, Friar, I heard you had a big part in the deaths of Romeo and Juliet.
Oh yes, I had to guide them through their tough times and help them make important decisions.
So, Friar, what ways did you guide Romeo?
Well, I remember one time, after studying Tybalt, Romeo came in bawling on my floor. He was being so irrational. He tried to stab himself with a knife. I know, I couldn't believe it. And Nurse and I were there, luckily, to convince him that Juliet still loved him and that she still cared for him. It was intense.
Good ending, yes. If Romeo killed someone, wouldn't it be illegal to hide him in yourself?
Well, yes, but Romeo needed help desperately. He was a desperate man. If I hadn't helped him, he could have done something very bad, like kill himself. I mean, I can't even predict what he could have done to himself.
Why would you marry Romeo and Juliet if you knew it would cause a disturbance between the families?
Well, I was hoping that through this ceremony of peace and love, the two families would be brought together and joined as one.
It's a good plan. It didn't work out in the end, though.
Well, I mean, it did sort of, but it required the deaths of the two children. It was very deep and very sad. Yeah.
Friar, what are your views on Capulet forcing Juliet to marry Paris?
Well, I think that it should not be done. Everyone has a right in life to choose whom they want to marry. I understand that, like, Capulet thinks he's, like, the all-controlling father, but everybody has a right to choose whom they want to marry. I heard that he got angry, like, very angry, and insulted Juliet.
Did you hear anything that Capulet said to Juliet?
Well, I heard that he said that she could go die on the streets for all he cared. He would never acknowledge her again.
Did he hurt her in any way, or?
Well, I mean, I heard from some of my other friars that he said that she could go die, and he threw her against the wall. And luckily the nurse was there.
Yes.
Yeah, she's always there. Luckily, she was there to stop him from hurting her anymore. Because otherwise, things could have gotten pretty ugly.
Yeah. Good old nurse.
Yeah.
Let's give a round of applause for Nurse.
Good proud of you, Nurse.
You go, Nurse.
Proud of you.
Yeah. Do you think Capulet was correct in trying to get Juliet to marry Paris? Do you think Paris would have been a better husband than Romeo?
Well, I think that's an interesting thought because I think that Romeo was... his love for Juliet was more of an infatuation than real love. I think that it would have ended, their relationship may have ended really fast if they both hadn't died. So, you know, in short, no. I think that Romeo was a bad husband and that Paris made him better for him.
Yeah. So, what do you think about young love? Is it stupid and unimportant, or do you take it seriously?
No way, I take young love very seriously. I couldn't believe how fast he'd forgotten about Rosalind when he came to tell me about his love for Juliet. Crushes at a young age are very important in learning about love. Experience is really all that matters.
So, do you think it was irrational to not tell Montague and Capulet about their son and daughter's marriage?
No way, I stand by my decision. I think that I was only trying to protect them and keep them safe. Because if their parents had interfered, something really bad could have happened. Like, you know, their marriage could have been split up. At least this way they died together and, like, they were still married and they loved each other. But if they would have probably killed themselves anyway if they had gotten separated by their parents.
You do know that keeping it a secret from their parents could harm their marriage, right?
Well, I guess at the time I was a bit insensitive towards the fact that their marriage could have been damaged. I just didn't want them to be broken up by their families since they are rivals.
In the end, did you achieve what you wanted from the beginning for the two families to be peaceful?
Well, yes. Although it required the sacrifice of the two innocent children, Romeo and Juliet, I'm happy that two families are finally peaceful and that no more innocent lives are lost. Then again, I'm sad because I was really close with Romeo and Juliet, and they were both really close to my heart, and I loved them a lot. And with their deaths, it brought me down a lot. And I feel really guilty about leaving Juliet in the graveyard too. It's like,
You'll make it through fire. You got this. Alright? It's okay. You'll be okay, Friar. Friar, you'll be okay. You got it, Friar.
2 very boring minutes later.
Now that you're all calmed down, Friar, I'm curious. How does the potion taste?
oh, well, I mean, I think I brought some. Let me, it's over there. Oh.
Is this it?
Oh, yes, that is.
You want some?
Sure.
Can I try?
Sure, if you want to.
Alright. Ready? Let's go. Ready?
Well, that's some.
That's an interesting.
That's some.
I guess they'll be waking up in 42 hours. Ha.